Hi there, my name is Aaron Short. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is Monday and it is November the 4th. The year is rapidly falling away from us again. Hope everyone's doing well. I'll just say hi. And today we're going to be comparing live all three variations of the LR Baggs guitar. These are not, just so you know, these are not my guitars. I just thought after last week's live stream, which was great. Thank you for everyone that watched. I thought it'd be worthwhile asking them to send me some demo guitars to use in my final review of the guitar and also to compare them. So I will be posting another comparison as part of my review, maybe another separate video as well with these back to back. Today's more of a fun, what's the word? Casual playthrough of each guitar, see what we think. Before we get started, I'll say hello. Rosanna's here moderating. Thank you, Rosanna. Good evening, Aaron, and everyone here in the chat. Happy Monday. That's right. It is a happy Monday. David Beecham, thank you for subscribing. I always appreciate that. It's really helpful. Thank you. Please like the video if you like this as well. I guess you don't know yet if you're going to like it or not, so maybe hold off on that. Or just give me a like in advance. Barnstormer, listening from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I listened to all three variations last week at a local store. Was that the Guitar Sanctuary in Dallas? Ended up buying the Torrified Sitka version. Curious to see if I come to the same conclusion. Yeah, this was the other thing with LR Baggs. I was saying to them that I've been recommending the Torrified version. I don't know why I was, because I haven't played it. I think they told me, someone at LR Baggs told me they'd like the Torrified version. And I was thinking it looked the best, for sure. So that's why I was recommending that when it was first released. Since then, well, we'll see. We'll see if I change my mind or not. We'll see today. Now I've actually got them here to play. So, David, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Kevin in Indiana. Jeffrey, excited to hear the difference. I pre-ordered the Torrified. Awesome. I can't wait to see what you lot think about this. Because I've always said on here that comparison is the thief of joy. So it's always a little bit stressful to compare stuff back to back. You end up thinking you're hearing things or you don't know what you think anymore. So it'll be interesting to see if we can come to some sort of consensus together on this. I'm a little bit nervous about it because maybe we won't. We'll see. Man, Graham's here. How you doing, Graham? How's your stuff? How's your guitars working out? John, good to see you. And apologies. Yes, so you're going to say I'm tired. I am tired. I was gigging last week, and all these videos are rapidly piling up, which is great. That's what I wanted, right? I just booked the NAMM trip as well. I'll be covering NAMM again, and that's only 2 months away, so that's great. But yes, I just wanted to do this today. Normally I would have just done a short live stream today, but I wanted to do this because I have them here. I may only have the guitars here for a few days, so I wanted to go live with them on a stream and just do this for fun and do some playing. And then, yeah, I may never get this chance again to have all three LR Baggs guitars in one place. John, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Guitar Sanctuary, very cool. So they've got them in stock. That's good. Rex, good afternoon. Hiking up North Mountain in Phoenix instead of the gym. Very nice. Always making me feel guilty that I'm not out exercising again. Dennis, how you doing? Good to see you in the Netherlands. Great. Patsy in Suffolk, UK. Michael. Engelmann and Torrified look a lot better in person compared to the pictures. So a little note on that. The original pictures that you saw on Sweetwater were like old computer-generated images. Guitar Center actually had the newest pictures. And Sweetwater now have accurate pictures because Sweetwater now have them in stock to photograph. So if you want to see the most up-to-date pictures of the guitars, look on Sweetwater. They are now up-to-date. Or LR Baggs' website. And I think they're pretty reflective of how they look at this point. There has been a change to the strap pin color, so you'll see that today. Lee is on night shift, so he asked me to say hello and he'll catch the replay. Very good. Hope he's okay too. The soulmate. David just got a soulmate, T-Rex soulmate. He said it sounded great. Well, David, I guess you found your soulmate. Martin says hello from Copenhagen, Copenhagen, Denmark. Looking forward to comparing. Very good. And David says, good to see you. So David came to see me play last week. He'd never seen me live before. Good to see and hear you in person last week. Everyone go and see Aaron play if you're in New York City. Very cool. The week before that, we had Wallace, who watches the channel. So it's been an interesting few weeks. I've had a lot of my YouTube friends see me play, which is nice. Rex is planning on going to NAMM. Very good. It should be a good one. Lots of people are going. And at this point, I just felt I had to go. After going to Germany twice for those trade shows and then doing all these videos for LR Bags and some other companies coming up very soon on the channel, I just thought I've got to keep the momentum going at this point. You know, I'd be foolish to slow down now. So so having said that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, because statistics show that 80% of people are not subscribed that watch my videos. So please subscribe. All the numbers help these things. All right, shall we get started then? So we have the Sunburst guitar that you've seen before, the Torrified, and the Engelmann you can see behind me. So, obviously the type of wood is going to be reflected in the pickup because the pickup is using a soundboard transducer and a microphone. And these pickups pick up way more of the guitar's characteristics than an undersaddle. When you throw an undersaddle pickup by itself in most guitars, they tend to all sound very similar. Because all it's hearing there is the strings at the saddle, the bridge. Whereas with a soundboard transducer stuck underneath the top of the guitar, it hears more of the top. And that's why you get more percussive sounds from it. And then with the microphone in there as well, you're going to get loads of the sounds of the guitar coming through. Jason says, hi Aaron, what are your thoughts on fingerstyle guitar with acrylic nails? Well, with a duet? Well, we can try it on the guitar today, but I don't have acrylic nails, so I can't really give you an answer to that one. But I'm pretty sure with acrylic nails, everything would sound good because they're going to really cut through on the strings. Gary says, hi. How you doing, Gary? Have you got your guitar yet? I know you ordered one. So, what was I saying? I wanted to say something before I start this off. A little story, a little backstory. So I was playing, knowing that the other two guitars were going to arrive, and thank you to LR Bags for being good enough to send them out to me to put in this live stream. But knowing they were going to arrive, I played the Sunburst guitar again, and I really didn't like it. Something was really off. I hadn't played it for a few days, and the sound was really dull and really weak. And I thought, what's going on? So taking these other two out of the box and plugging them in, they sounded way better. And I thought, yes, these are the better models. These are the ones. So this will be even better now because I like them even more. But what actually happened is I checked the action. And if you noticed the last few weeks, I've had the Sunburst guitar hanging up in the room here for the live streams. Well, the action had just dropped and the strings were like almost, when you check at the 12th fret and press down on the middle fret, it's literally like touching the fret. So there was no clearance is what I'm trying to say. So the tone was really adversely affected by this. And also the strings had been hanging up in here. And I've just installed new humidifiers, which I want to talk about next week maybe. I got the humidifiers running too early, and so then the room was too humid. And so I think with that massive humidity change and the weather changes we're having now anyway, combined with the fact the strings had dropped and the strings were old, all those things combined are all related, of course, that was really affecting the tone. So needless to say, I put a new set of they ship with XT strings. I put a new set of XT strings on the guitar and turned the truss rod a bit, and I got some more clearance in the action. I got the neck. The neck was better. So this really affected the sound a lot, and actually brought it back more on par with the other guitars. So I want to throw that in first of all. It's obviously very important to A/B these things. The two guitars that arrived had new strings put on by LR Bags, I believe. you really want to check your setup, your action, and we'll talk about the setup and action of each guitar as we go as well. These kind of things really affect the tone when the pickup, again, pickup is that sensitive. If you've got a really low action and buzzing strings, that's obviously not going to have the same projection through the pickup. So this is all obvious stuff, but that's a story I wanted to throw in. I thought that I thought initially when I compared these myself, that the Sunburst was way worse than the others, but actually now I've restrung it and set it up better. I think it's on par. But bear these things in mind when you're auditioning this guitar or any guitar, of course. So let's get started. Let me grab one and let me just tune it. I'm gonna put the away sign up. I'm gonna grab the guitar, tune it, and then come back and I'm gonna play. This vocal mic will be off. In this time you should grab some headphones. Do not listen to this on your iPhone speaker because there's no low end there. You're not hearing the guitar. So plug into some good speakers or your TV speakers, like soundbar or something. Grab some AirPods or headphones at this point. When I come back, I'll start with the Sunburst and I'll play some things through that. Let me know in the chat if there's anything you want to hear. I'll try and stay away from cover songs so I don't get any copyright claims. And I'll tell you what I think about that guitar, and then I'll record that in the looper, and then I'll move on to another one and directly A/B them back to back. So I'll just be like literally 30 seconds, so just bear with me. And I'll grab the Sunburst guitar. Here we go. And then later on, we could put some timestamps here so people can just flick between the recordings and listen. Also, I've got new internet speeds. We are streaming in 4K. Hope there's no issues. We've got a new modem here. But do make sure you're watching this in 4K as well. That will really help with the sound. Okay, here we go. I'll be right back.
I need a holiday is what she said to me. I need to get away from you. And as I watched her lying next to me, I wished for a holiday too. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. I wanna be there, yeah.
All right, let me know if you can hear that. So again, just to remind you, the microphone is muted while I'm playing. You're only hearing the guitar. It actually would sound pretty terrible if you heard the vocal mic at the same time. So let me know if you can hear the level, if the levels are right. And I personally, with any guitar, like to cut 2K, and I hear it pretty bad on this one. So I would like to cut 2K, but I think you're going to tell me not to because you want to hear the guitar as it is, right? Let me know. You can vote in the chat what you want me to do about that. Basically, I always cut 2K because I can hear that kind of ringing out. Maybe a bit more so in this guitar than other guitars, but in all guitars, even electric guitars. But I definitely hear it on here. So let me know if you want me to. All I've got is some reverb. I don't want to do all this, then you tell me that I should have done it differently. So just say in the chat. What do you want? Do you want no effects at all? Do you want a little bit of reverb, or do you want reverb and EQ that I would normally set to? What do you think? You want to A/B it? Okay. Well, I'll just show you what I would do. So, so this is it. This is it straight through, just with reverb. And then this is how I would normally add this EQ. I hear this kind of ringing sound. I'll just show you what I mean. I'll turn the I'll turn the EQ off and then engage it so you can hear what I'm talking about. It's not too bad on here, but it just takes that away. But I think I'm going to turn it off. Should I turn off everything, even the reverb? You want to just hear the guitar straight into the interface? I think that might be a good way to go. And then we're going to have tone at 50%, mic at 50%, phase switch out, and volume at maximum. That's how I tend to run things anyway. And I can't go through every combination. We'll be here forever. So we'll just do 50-50, straight up volume, phase at switch out, no effects. Okay, and I'll do some playing, and then we'll see. I'll just do some random stuff, and then at the end, I'm going to record a loop, and then we can compare the next guitar to that loop and see if we can hear anything back to back. All right. So you're just going to hear the guitar straight in, no effects, no reverb, just the guitar. Here we go. Make sure you're listening in 4K, and make sure you're wearing headphones. All right, So I will say, I think I went a bit too far on the truss rod. Like this action now is a little bit, like a touch too high now. So I would turn that one very slightly the other way. By the way, the truss rod is down at the headstock there. So yeah, so this is a little bit hard to play, but I think the tone has improved. So that's just dialing it in. I mean, that's obviously just regular maintenance stuff. Definitely sounds way better now with the new strings. So yeah, I mean, I think this is a really good kind of in between sound. It's cutting enough, but still natural. Yeah, my only complaint here is the action. I'd like to lower the action just to get it easier to play. But yeah, let me record this in a loop, and then I'm going to switch over again and come back and play the next guitar straight after the loop. So see if we can hear any sonic differences. So let's do that now. All right, I'm going to switch over. I'm going to switch over to the Engelmann guitar. 1 second.
I need a holiday is what you said to me. I need to get away from you. And as I watched her lying next to me, I wished for a holiday too. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. I wanna be there, yeah, yeah. You traveled to so many lands to find a place to end your path.
So here is the loop from before, then I'll play the same thing on this guitar. Oh. All right, what do you think? They're way more similar than different. Now I've got new strings on them all. I do have some thoughts, but I want to see if your thoughts are the same as mine. By the way, yes, these are the new strap buttons. I think they look way better. I'm glad LR Bags are shipping these new strap buttons on the guitars. And everything else is set the same. Everything else is the same. So I'm going to play a bit like before, and I'll let you say in the chat what you think the differences were there between the two. Yeah, keep talking. I'm going to chime in with what I think. And if you hear the hiss, it's the heating come on. I think this is brighter overall. But the only problem with this one is I feel like it's also it's got less cut in the mid range, and I'm feeling it's getting lost. You know what I mean? So I'm not so sure about this one. I like the airiness of it. It's airy and it's got a nice bright top end. But I also feel like it's getting lost a bit. Like it's not cutting through as much as the previous one. And the action is a little bit lower, but I don't think that would affect it that much. I guess it would affect it a little bit. I agree it's more natural, but as I'm playing it, I'm missing something. There's something that's not connecting with me. You know, it's a bit like that thing with having the undercello pickup. It gives you more power in the guitar. Well, this to me has less power than the other one still because of that softer mid range. So I think the sound might sound more natural at the front of the PA, but playing it, I'm really missing some grit in the mid range that I had in the previous guitar. If I was strumming in a band or a duo and someone else was taking all the solos, I might like this for the kind of singer-songwriter. The singer-songwriter that's only strumming and fingerstyle by themselves with no looping, no soloing, no band around them. I think I would prefer this. But my fear is when I'm soloing, I really need some power behind me. That's why I'm a fan of those systems like the Cole Clark and the Maton with the two systems and the big palathetic undersaddle. It gives me that oomph. It gives me that false power that's not even in the guitar. So with this, I feel like I'm losing even more of that. But I do like how it sounds if I was going to sing with it. Yeah, I've just got no power behind the single note stuff. I love it for strumming, and Engelmann often is called like a sweet sounding wood, and I love it for that. So I definitely, the single note stuff, it would bother me. I do a lot of looping, so the single note stuff, I want that additional power. That's my only concern. But like if you don't loop, if you don't solo, if you only strum open chords, I think this is the way to go, honestly. Everything's very sweet and round and nice and polite. So if that's what you're looking for, then this would be the way to go. I'll leave it at that. So now I'm going to play the previous loop and then go to the Torrified guitar. And then at the end, if you want to, we can go between two specific guitars. And that is if the... You see the heater behind me? You don't get control of that. It's either on or off in these apartments. So if I've melted, if I don't come back, it's because I've melted from the steam. All right, let me play the loop. Let me grab the other guitar. And we're going to do Torrified now versus Sunburst. And I'll play the loop when I come back. Here we go.
I need a holiday is what you said to me. I need to get away from you. And as I watched her lying next to me, I wished for a holiday too. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. I wanna be there.
So here's the loop, the old loop of the Sunburst. I'm waiting here to see what you guys say before I chip in. So I'll wait for your comments. For me, the differences here are all in the mid-range. So this Torrified that I feel looks the best, just because of the contrast of the top color. This has the most attack in the mid-range. So if you're used to an undersaddle pickup, you might like this. And also if you're used to playing a lot of solo stuff, like if you do a lot of flat picking, you're going to like this because the mid-range really cuts through really well. Probably a bit more like an undersaddle pickup or the Anthem would. So I think this one has the most attack if you're playing live. And for that reason, I think I might prefer this one. The Engelmann, I love the Engelmann, but it's just too sweet sounding for me. For what I do, it's never going to cut through enough. I can feel it already just playing it like this. I can feel I'm not getting the attack that I want. And then the Sunburst is kind of in the middle. It's kind of in the middle. And remember, that one is a Sitka top. But the problem is, I'm not the hugest fan of Sunburst, and Sunburst does show the fingerprints. It is a shame. Like if you've seen the Zach Wish video on Premier Guitar, he has a Sitka, a plain Sitka guitar. So you get the look of the Engelmann with the sound of the Sunburst. I think they should probably add that model to the lineup. Having said that, yeah, it's funny, like just adjusting the action and putting the new strings on the Sunburst. I love that. I really love it. So if you like Sunburst, I think that's probably I think that's the in-between. I mean, I think it's good they all do sound different. It's very subtle, and some people are going to tell me they can't hear the difference between them all. And I would agree with that. You've got a really, okay, you've got the feel for me is in the playing because the sound is so much in the mid-range of each one. The differences are in the mid-range. That's more of a thing you feel because that mid-range gives you that power that you tend to get from an undersaddle pickup, or when you play electric guitar, you tend to add mids, right? It's because you cut through the mix more. So definitely feels better. You do hear it in the sound as well, and that's why I like the Sunburst overall because it's kind of in the middle. You haven't got to choose either way. But just to generalize, I'd say if you're doing singer-songwriter, chord only, strumming, fingerstyle, by yourself, I'd say the Engelmann is a good way to go. If you're playing a lot of lead, if you're doing a lot of bluegrass type stuff, I'd say this is the way to go for that additional cut through the mix. And if you just can't decide and want to be in the middle, I'd say the Sunburst. But remember what I said at the start of this video, the Sunburst sounded terrible until I adjusted the action and changed the strings. So bear all that in mind as well. Although these strings are all roughly the same age, so that shouldn't be affecting things too much. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So now let me play this a bit more and then go back to the Sunburst again to see if I still feel that way, that is in the middle. I mean, yeah, I actually wasn't expecting to feel this much of a difference. And it's funny, I don't think there is a huge difference. But I guess anyone watching this video is interested in those minor differences enough to be watching this live stream, so you're going to care about this stuff, right? So let's play this one again. I think I'll record this one. No, I won't. I'll play the loop from earlier, then I'll play this one against it, and then I'll go back to the original guitar, the Sunburst. All right. Just saw what Wayne said. Yeah, I agree. The Sunburst is in the middle. I do agree with that. Engelmann is the brightest. Yes, they said Spanky. I thought that'd be like in the mid-range, but no, I think it's just brighter and more hollow sounding. And I think the Torrified, I don't think it's the warmest. I think it's got the most mid-range grit myself. That's what I'm hearing and feeling as well. I tell you what, let me do that EQ that I had earlier because I like it, and let me take the reverb on, and let me do a bit of playing on this, and then switch to the Sunburst because they're the two that I'm most curious about comparing now.
I need a holiday is what she said to me. I need to get away from you. And as I watched her lying next to me, I wished for a holiday too.
Yeah, the hiss you're hearing is from the heater. There's nothing I can do about that. This next week I'll switch to the headset because there'll be less background noise. Someone mentioned the tone control can mitigate the differences between the three. I don't think it can because it's set to 10 kilohertz, and the differences I'm hearing are more in the mid-range. So this is only going to affect the high like presence more than the mid-range. The differences I'm hearing are all in the mid-range really, and the attack from the mid-range. So I don't think the tone control. I think you've got to decide which one works for you. You can't. I mean, you can use EQ, but the tone control. I'll just give you a quick demo, but that only really affects 10K and up. So you hear it's that kind of like really high, airy brightness presence, more so than the mid-range, I feel. So that's why I'm not even bothering with it today. I'm just leaving it at 50%. So I like the Sunburst, but the thing is, I like the additional mid-range from... I almost want something in between the Sunburst and the Torrified. I agree, Gary. I was just thinking the same thing. The Sunburst now seems bright and thinner and less punch. Yeah. I agree. So for me, maybe if I'm gigging, I think the Torrified. I mean, I think that's my favorite looking one. I think they all look great, by the way. This is one of the best Sunbursts I've seen. I do wish they'd paint inside here, but this is one of the best Sunbursts that I've seen. And the Engelmann sounds really sweet and nice, but I think I'm always thinking about it from a gigging perspective. I think it would be the Torrified. The Torrified one just has that really cutting sound that you kind of need in a lot of the rooms that I play in. Yeah, that's the thing with Sunburst. It shows the fingerprints in the black here, and I think they need to paint the ring inside here. It's okay on the others because it kind of blends in with the natural top, but on this one that needs to be painted. I think, in my opinion. So let me know what you think. I think the Torrified is overall my favorite starting point. I want something with attack. I don't want to start with something, I think it's easier to remove mids than to add them back in. So, I don't know. Well, at this point, let me just say, if you're new here, please subscribe and ring the bell. It really helps me out. And if you're thinking about buying one of these or anything, please click on my link to Sweetwater. That really helps me. And thanks to everyone that has used my link to Sweetwater the last 4 weeks. It's really helped me out a lot. And if you're new here, subscribe and ring the bell. Let's just wrap things up. Is there anything you want me to play before we end this? I think I'm going to play this for a bit and then go back to the Torrified. And then let me know if there's anything else we should try, because this may be the only opportunity we get to do a live stream with all three guitars. Okay? I do want to say it'd be pretty hard to find a sound that natural from an analog pickup system. I do think overall, this one is the most in the middle, balanced. You know, if you're unsure, I would start with this one because I just think this is a great overall sound. Then the other two was like, do you want more mids than this or less mids than this? That's what I'm hearing.
I need a holiday is what you said to me. I need to get away from you. And as I watch the lying next to me, I need a holiday is what you said to me.
I'm going to say Torrified. I'm saying Torrified. I meant to switch to this from the Sunburst, and I switched to the Engelmann by mistake. And my first thought was, "What's going on? It sounds it's not what I'm expecting to hear." Then I realized it was the Engelmann. Right, okay. Then I know, okay, it's just got that really sweet mid range. Not a bad thing at all, but not what I'm looking for when I'm playing a gig. Then switching to this, that slightly accentuated mid range. I think I need that. I mean, that's also what I'm used to from my other guitars. My Cole Clark has that. The Maitons have that. The Anthem had that previously. That is the sound that I'm looking for. It's amazing how much these guitars affect the tone, and you should bear that in mind with a hi-fi duet as well, how that will affect things in your guitar. But for a gig, this one, and I love the look of it too. So my vote goes for the Torrified, and I hope it's useful. I really think these are close enough that most people in the audience won't notice, but musicians that know what they want from their tone, like I said, that Engelmann is just so sweet, and if that's what you want, great. If you want that power, then this one, and if you can't decide and you like Sunburst, then you get the Sunburst. I think that makes a lot of sense. Let me know if you agree with that in the chat. I'm going to play a little bit more. Again, thanks to Roseanne for moderating. Thanks for being here for the comparison. During the week, I will post a direct comparison as well before these go back of each one, so you can hear them back to back. But I stand by what I said today. The thoughts I've come to today are exactly what I thought earlier when I played them back to back as well. So I'm standing by that, and I think the one that I would like to have eventually is the Torrified version. So let me know what you think. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the chat. And also, if you get one of these, come back here later and put in the comments which one you got and which one you prefer. I'm going to play you out. I'll say goodbye. I'll see you soon. Take care and be well. Stay subscribed and check out some videos this week. I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching. And thank you, LR Bags, for loaning these guitars out. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Six-string today, vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Oh man, goddamn, bought another six-string today, vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars